The history of ancient Rome is typically divided into two major periods, the Roman Republic and the Roman Empire. These periods, spanning over a millennium, showcase the transformation of Rome from a modest city-state to a sprawling empire that dominated much of the known world. This presentation provides a detailed examination of the history, governance, political dynamics, societal characteristics, and key differences between the Roman Republic and the Roman Empire. The Roman Republic was established in 509 BCE after the overthrow of the last Roman king, Tarquin the Proud. The Republic emerged out of dissatisfaction with monarchical rule and the desire of Rome's aristocratic families to share power more equitably. The foundational period of the Republic was marked by the development of a complex system of governance designed to prevent the concentration of power in the hands of a single individual. The Senate was the most powerful institution in the Roman Republic. Composed of Rome's elite, the Senate's members, known as senators, were mostly patricians, aristocrats. Over time, wealthy plebeians, commoners, also gained access. The Senate controlled finances, foreign policy, and state administration. Although it could not pass laws, its decrees, known as Senatus Consulta, were highly influential. Magistrates were elected officials who held various levels of executive power. The highest magistrates were the consuls, elected annually in pairs to ensure no single individual could dominate. Other important magistrates included praetors, judicial officials, aediles, supervisors of public works and markets, and quaestors, financial officers. The Republic also had extraordinary magistracies like the dictator, appointed during emergencies for a 6-month term to wield absolute power. The Centuriate Assembly and the Tribal Assembly were the main legislative bodies where Roman citizens voted on laws, elected magistrates, and made key decisions. The Centuriate Assembly was military in nature and divided into groups based on wealth, while the Tribal Assembly was organized by geographic regions. The early Republic was marked by the struggle of the orders, a protracted conflict between patricians and plebeians. The plebeians sought political equality, leading to significant social and political reforms. Key outcomes included the establishment of the Tribune of the Plebs, officials who protected plebeian interests, and the creation of the 12 Tables, Rome's first written law code. The Republic's expansion was driven by its citizen soldier army, which conquered territories across the Italian peninsula and beyond. Conquered territories were often organized into provinces governed by Roman officials with varying degrees of autonomy. The late Republic experienced increasing internal conflicts, including civil wars and social strife. Notable events include the conflicts between the populares, which are the leaders favoring the common people, and the optimates, the conservative aristocrats. Prominent figures like the Gracchus brothers, Marius, Sulla, and Julius Caesar played pivotal roles in these conflicts, ultimately leading to the downfall of the Republic. A series of 3 wars against Carthage, the Punic Wars, established Rome as a dominant Mediterranean power. The defeat of Carthage in 146 BCE marked a turning point in Roman expansion. A war between Rome and its Italian allies over the issue of Roman citizenship. The conflict ended with the extension of citizenship to all Italian allies, integrating them more fully into the Republic. The Republic's final century was marred by civil wars, notably between Julius Caesar and Pompey the Great. Caesar's crossing of the Rubicon in 49 BCE and his subsequent dictatorship set the stage for the end of the Republic. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, further civil wars ensued, leading to the rise of Octavian, later Augustus, who became Rome's first emperor in 27 BCE, marking the transition to the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire began with Augustus, Octavian, who established a new political order that concentrated power in the hands of a single ruler while maintaining the illusion of republican governance. The emperor held supreme authority, controlling the military, lawmaking, and religion. Augustus cleverly retained republican institutions but ensured they operated under his control. Titles such as princeps, first citizen, and imperator, commander, emphasized the emperor's role as the state's central figure. The Senate continued to function but had significantly reduced power. It served mainly as an advisory body and a means for the emperor to legitimize his rule. Senators were often appointed by the emperor and held various administrative roles within the empire. The empire was divided into provinces, each governed by officials appointed by the emperor. Provinces were categorized into senatorial provinces, controlled by the Senate, and imperial provinces, directly controlled by the emperor. A professional bureaucracy developed to manage the vast territories, with an emphasis on efficient governance and tax collection. The empire's political structure was highly centralized, with the emperor wielding extensive power over all aspects of governance. Succession was a critical issue, often involving adoption, appointment by the predecessor, or military endorsement. This sometimes led to instability and power struggles. Augustus reformed the military, creating a standing army of professional soldiers loyal to the emperor. This army was crucial in maintaining order and defending the empire's borders. The Praetorian Guard, an elite unit, served as the emperor's personal bodyguard and played a significant role in imperial politics. Emperors were often deified after their deaths, and the imperial cult became an integral part of Roman religion. This practice reinforced the emperor's divine right to rule. The integration of various local religions and the eventual adoption of Christianity under Constantine the Great significantly influenced Roman society and governance. The empire continued to expand under emperors like Trajan, who extended Roman control to its greatest extent, including Dacia, modern-day Romania, and parts of the Middle East. However, the focus gradually shifted from expansion to consolidation, with efforts to secure and stabilize existing territories. The empire's economy was diverse, with extensive trade networks connecting different regions. Agricultural production, mining, and manufacturing were key economic activities. Social stratification persisted, with a distinct hierarchy from the emperor and elite classes down to slaves. Despite this, social mobility was possible through military service and imperial patronage. The empire faced severe challenges, including political instability, economic decline, and external invasions. This period saw rapid changes in emperors and significant internal strife. Reforms by Diocletian, such as the division of the empire into the western and eastern halves and the establishment of the Tetrarchy, rule by 4 emperors, temporarily stabilized the situation. The Western Roman Empire faced increasing pressure from barbarian groups like the Visigoths, Vandals, and Huns. The sack of Rome in 410 CE by the Visigoths symbolized the empire's vulnerability. In 476 CE, the last Western Roman emperor Romulus Augustulus was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer, marking the traditional end of the Western Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, continued to thrive, with its capital at Constantinople. It preserved Roman traditions and governance until its fall to the Ottoman Turks in 1453. The Roman Republic and the Roman Empire represent 2 distinct epochs in ancient Roman history, each with unique characteristics and contributions. The Republic's complex governance and emphasis on civic participation laid the groundwork for Roman political thought, while the Empire's centralized authority and professional bureaucracy enabled the management of a vast and diverse territory. The transition from Republic to Empire involved significant changes in political dynamics, societal structures, and military organization, reflecting Rome's adaptation to new challenges and opportunities. Understanding these differences provides valuable insights into the evolution of one of history's most influential civilizations.